So welcome to Streetwise Tennis, and we're going to be doing a deep dive on my backhand compared to a pro level backhand. So we're going to use Djokovic because he has a pretty good backhand, I see. And if you're confused, I'm the player on the far right, and the guy with the better backhand is in the middle. Just joking. So let's get started. So backhand obviously isn't my strongest shot. I have a two-hander. I used to have a one-hander years ago in high school, and I went two-handed for more consistency, and it's been a great benefit, especially in doubles, which is mostly what I play because I play UST League and recreational player matches. So let's get started on why technically my backhand is flawed and why I cannot get anywhere near the power and efficiency of a high level player. This is kind of figuring out what I need to do to work on, and hopefully it helps you if you're in my shoes and are looking to improve your game. So let's get started. So right here, he's in ready position. I'm in ready position. Everything's looking good so far. He's got better hair than me, but that's okay. So we're going to start to move. We're going to progress frame by frame, and it's synced so that we make contact at the same time. So right here, he's split stepping. He's off the ground. I'm lazy. I'm just turning, pivoting on my rear foot. He's actually got two split steps in there, and I'm just rotating. So I'm turning, and he turns a little bit more delayed, whatever the reason. So he drops his left foot back, or actually to the side and front. Only difference here is he's definitely got his hands lower by the hips, and I got my hands by my lower rib cage. Okay, and my elbows are bent, his elbows are straight. So we can improve on that. Let's see what else. Okay, so the other thing here, this right arm is tight to my body. It's almost squeezing, and his right arm has space. Could it be that he's leaning in more and I'm more upright? We'll look into that. So let's advance. So now he's taking the racket back with his face down. I am turning more than he is. And now his arm is tight to his body, and now my arm is tight to my body. So my arms are radically bent. His right foot is still somewhat pointed towards the net post, and my right foot is turning parallel with the net. So here he's really coiling up. He's already got his shoulder down, turned, eyes on the ball. My shoulder's down, turned, eyes on the ball. My elbow is bent, his elbow is straight, and his hands are lower than mine, definitely. So his hands raised up, and they're around his right hand is around his belt line. My right hand is way above my chest level. That's interesting. We're going to advance. Now, I've been working on the hand drop. So see, when Novak turns, he has his racket face facing towards us, which will be facing towards the side of the court or the side fence. And that's what I've been working on. So here I feel, and this is a big thing, what I feel and what's actually happening is two different things, obviously, as we're looking at here. So I feel I'm in this position. Well, guess what? I'm not in this position. I'm in the ballpark. So this is where coaches with a good eye will help you in real time on the court. And if you're not capable of watching yourself on video and doing video analysis, some good coaching is very valuable. But that's another story for another day. So my arm is bent. This arm's like really bent. My racket is crazy high. And I think I look like Djokovic. Big mistake. So my shoulders coiled. His opposite shoulder is really not just behind him, it's way more than behind him. And mine is just straight back. So we could probably improve that. My head's in the right position, at least I get something right. His front foot is still pointing towards the post. My foot is parallel. His left foot is in front of his right foot. My right foot is in front of the left foot. So I may be overturned, overclosed position. Let's advance. So now, okay, I was working on this and I feel I got a little bit of it. It was a little bit of a change. So my racket is parallel like Djokovic, and I've been working on the hand drop. So what is the hand drop? We'll go through it right now. So see the way I'm dropping my hands here? And look, I'm very early. And then Novak is going to drop his racket head, drop the hands. See here, I drop the hands, the racket below my hands, and it's ready to go into the swing. Djokovic is going to get there. I probably have to start early because I do not have nowhere near the racket head speed he has and the muscles. So he's probably going to take the ball, and it's probably a faster ball. I'm getting a fed ball. So that timing is going to be off, so I'm not too concerned with that. So we're going to look at the feet. The foot is still pointed out to the net post. My foot is pointed to the side of the fence. That may prevent me from uncoiling, and we're going to get into that. So here I drop my hands, racket head below the hands. Novak's racket head is below the hands. Sorry for the blur. So I feel I'm in a decent position like Novak. Okay. Not quite. So right now, I'm overclosed. Back foot is behind my front foot. He's right now parallel with his foot facing the net. So this keeps this hip a little bit open, and mine is a little bit more than closed. My shoulder is high. His shoulder is low. His left shoulder is higher than his right. Right here, my right shoulder is parallel or just a little bit higher than my right. Could be an issue. So here is where I feel the power is severely lacking from my shot to his shot. And it's on the hip turn, I believe. So let's advance. So now I start to go into the swing. So now we're going to take a look at the hip. So watch his hip rotation when it starts compared to mine. So right there, up, let's go forward. So right there, his hips start to activate before the racket even moves forward. Right now, my hips really didn't activate. Let's go back. See, my hips didn't activate, but yet my racket is moving forward. His hips already are almost turning towards the net, and his foot is losing weight because he's rotating and his heel's high. My foot is still flat because I haven't rotated. More weights on my foot, so I'm not releasing my coil through my hips. Now, another issue. Novak is leaning into his shot. See how his shoulders and body leans into the shot, and I'm just standing still. Is that the big power leak? No, I'm going to show you the big power leak right here. And it's in the shoulder rotation. So watch his shoulders and watch the lack of movement in my shoulders. And we're going to go away to contact. So right there, I believe it's contact on both rackets. He's probably several inches out in front. His hips are about 45 degrees to the net. His foot is coming around. My foot is still back there. My hips are closed. My arms are too early for my hip rotation, so I'm getting no kinetic chain energy from the ground through the hips, and it's just not existent for me. So it's no wonder I'm not even touching anywhere near the efficiency and power of a pro level player. Now, let's look at the big tell right here. Look at the shoulders. I'm parallel with my shoulders. My rear shoulder compared to Novak. Novak's shoulders already rotated. He's almost just shy of facing parallel or facing the net, while I'm still facing the side fence. And this is where the energy is going into the ball. And he's used his hip, hence his shoulders advanced. Look at the chin and shoulder distance. My head is in the same position, looking at the ball, because we're kind of watching the same ball here. But look at my shoulders so far back, it's left behind in the dust. My hips are left behind in the dust, so I'm getting no power from my hips, from my shoulders. It's an arm ball. Definitely an arm ball. Now, this is another issue. Arm ball, and since I'm not rotating, I am unable to push through the shot, push through the ball. Because how can you push through the ball if your shoulders and hips are not activated? So what happens here? Now, look at the space between his right arm and elbow between his body. His shoulder is pushed into the shot towards the net. Now my shoulder starts to come around, but it's still in jersey while he's already forward towards the net. Look at the space between my right arm and my body. It's scrunched. I mean, I could probably make some pancakes or whatever, or squeeze some lemons in there, make some lemonade. While there's a huge gap here because his arms are pushed in towards the ball, and I'm jammed up because I got no body rotation. It's all arms. Now, ball's long gone. Novak's shoulder is right by his chin. His arms are pushed forward into the ball, and my arm is stuck here, pressed against the body, because I'm trying to make up all that lack of body rotation, trying to make it up with the arms. And my shoulder is still behind. I mean, look at his chin, look at his shoulder, look at my chin, look at this shoulders behind here. You could almost start to see his back where you can't really see my back. So that's just a huge difference. I mean, he's almost facing the net with his shoulders, and I just begun maybe 10% angle going towards the net. It's no wonder there's no kinetic chain power. Now we're here. Now his shoulder is even more forward. His arms got more space. This arm is extended. My foot is still facing away. My leg, instead of spinning, my back leg goes backwards. That's odd. Now watch his back leg and my back leg. What happens? His knee comes in. My knee kind of comes in. If I had hip rotation, which I got 0, and you know the funny thing is, I was trying to put hip rotation in these shots. That's kind of what I was working on. So if I was trying to put hip rotation and I got none, that shows how difficult it is or that shows how we have no idea what we're doing unless we have a coach watching, or we do video analysis like this on ourselves, which is difficult for most. So this is very eye-opening, and it's no wonder I can't, and players like me can't, who probably have the same issues, get any power from any of their shots. It's just not the backhand. We could probably go down the list of every shot, and some shots are better than others. And this is one way to figure out what you need to work on. So I know what I got to work on, and it's quite a lot. And you figure the backhand is a simple shot. No shot is simple if you're doing it wrong and don't know why you're doing it wrong. So now the ball's long gone. We're rotating. He's rotating. He pushes forward, and then he brings the racket back. Now my shoulders kind of come forward, and his shoulders forward. But it happened at the wrong time. I made contact way before my shoulder started moving. Now my hips are coming along. And this is why we feel like we're hitting like them, like the pros. Oh, I rotated my shots. I'm doing it right. I don't understand why I don't have power. Well, I got into this position. I rotated. My leg will probably come around. And sometimes it does in my shots. There it goes. See, now look at my foot. It's just starting to come around while his is already pointed. So that's interesting. So look at that foot position right there. And then I come around and drop the racket. Admire my shot. He's admiring his. Guess which one is better. And if you can't guess, it's his. So I have a lot of information here. and I got a lot to work on. But the good news is I can improve my shot if I put in the work, and I know what to improve. Then we can get a little bit better, maybe a lot better, and we could become a better tennis player, move up a couple of notches, and that's the good news. So what am I going to work on? Definitely, I'm going to lower my hands, straighten out my arms first. I'm going to keep my right foot toe pointed towards the net. So I'm going to get my turn. I'm going to lower my arms like Djokovic down to his hip, lower hip area. I think I'm okay with the hand drop. It would probably be better if my racket wasn't a foot higher than Novak's. So right here, my hand drop, and it could be because my ball's higher than his. I don't know, but we'll work on that. But this is not the most important thing. It's the rotation. So what am I going to do? I am going to attempt to push this shoulder forward into the ball, into the shot, and lag the racket more, I believe. And I shadowed this, and if I push the shoulder, the hips activate. So let's look at Novak's shoulder. Let's see when he starts pushing his shoulder forward. So he pushes the shoulder, and then his hips come along for the ride. Before, I was trying to activate the hips and hoping the shoulder comes around. That wasn't really working out for me. So in shadow strokes, I have success when I concentrate on pushing which is the dominant shoulder. I think this is the dominant shoulder in the backhand, the back shoulder. So that's gonna put the power into the ball, and I'm going to push it into the ball and make sure when I make contact that my shoulder should be out in front, or more out in front than what it is. See right there, I should be with my shoulders facing the net at contact. This will bring my hips around, hopefully put more energy into the ball, and I'll have a better backhand. So is the theory. So thanks for watching. This is a kind of a deep video it's not very entertaining, but hopefully you pick up a tip. Maybe you think about your shots more. If you're searching for to become a better tennis player, deep dives like this are probably the way to go for you. Hopefully you could learn more and videotape yourself and see what's really happening instead of feeling what's happening, because what we feel sometimes is not reality. And I believe that because I see myself on video a lot, and this is a good way to improve. And work with your coach, or take longer and work on your own. You know, it's worth the investment, and it's worth the effort. If you want a better shot, if you're okay with hitting regular 3-0 to 3-5 backhands, then more power to you. Have fun playing tennis, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.